It can be a smart move, but it can be a very, very bad move as well, right? It depends, right? So I can only tell you my family story. I had bad credit at one point in my life, and I had to become part of my wife's credit card. Basically, she just added me to the credit card, and it did wonders for me. So she had a really, really good credit score, and she always pays on time. That's her thing. I always was a little late with my payments before I learned how to handle my finances. What you have to understand, even if you are 2 days late and you do it 10 or 15 times, it's really bad for your credit score. It will go down and it takes time to build it up, right? So if you have a partner who really believes in you and who is going to make you responsible, do it. Because what would happen if you cannot get credit cards, but your partner can, and you're actually going to repay all of them at the end of the month, right? I want to make sure, please understand, don't keep balances on your credit cards. Credit cards are not evil. Credit cards are awesome, amazing. It's how you use it. So you can get points, you can get cash back, you can get a lot of different benefits from credit cards. Like you can get great insurance when you buy products or you rent products. There's a tremendous amount of benefits, but there are also costs. You can become like a slave to your debt, right? So be very careful. My advice is do it only if you know that you're going to pay your credit card at the end of the month. Don't do it because you need to buy something that you don't need. If you max out your credit cards, it shows your credit score. It's as simple as that. It depends on markets, but ideally, credit cards don't want you to use more than 15 or 20% of your available credit. What does it mean? So you might have two credit cards that give you $5,000, right? So let's say you have $10,000. If you use $2,000 to buy, I don't know, maybe furniture for your new house that you just bought. So they calculate it as 20% utilization rate. Once you get to a certain level, we don't know the exact numbers, but at certain levels, they begin to penalize you. So what it means is that they ask you to pay more money to provide you credit. So let's say previously you paid 20% when you utilized only 20% of your credit card balance. And then if you start using 80%, they will probably raise it to 26%. Because the reason for that is that they see you as higher risk, right? They think that you might be seeking more and more credit for reasons that might increase your risk of repayment. So the two things to do. One is make sure that you have an emergency, that you don't use your credit cards when emergencies happen. That's number one. If you are already in trouble, make sure that you pay on time and ask your credit cards to increase your credit limit and apply for maybe one or two other credit cards. So basically, what would happen if all of a sudden your balance becomes 40,000 and you have a lot of available credit, but you're using only 10,000, not 30,000, your utilization rate will be only 43%. So what would happen is that they will not see your status. It's crazy, but that's how the numbers work. But my 2 cents would be very careful because if you $40,000 in credit and you use it, you might really be in trouble. Don't use it to actually overspend money. If you get those credit cards to lower your cost of your credit, lock them up. Go open up some kind of a box at the bank, just lock them up, don't use them, cut them up, and don't even think about that you have them. Like, do whatever you have to do. Don't use too much credit if you cannot pay it off, right? If you have a lot of money and you can pay it off with your next paycheck, God bless, do it. But if it's not the case, if it will take you several years to pay off that money, don't spend.